Boosteroid is a cloud gaming platform based in Europe where you can play many AAA games without needing to own a gaming PC or waiting for downloads. They have one tier of membership starting at about $10 per month or cheaper if you pay annually. That's unlimited gameplay at 1080p. So, is it any good? Here's my first impressions as I look to compare it against other cloud gaming platforms like Stadia and GeForce Now. I've been playing Boosteroid for under a month now, but already have beat multiple games on it that are very GPU intensive. I like the simplicity of the tiers and affordable price to have access to big AAA games without owning high-end equipment. I was playing GeForce Now for a while, but ran into too many bugs with games I wanted to play being offline or not available that I went on to look for an alternative. Now, Boosteroid is not without its own bugs, which we'll get into, but I was surprised how many hours I was clocking in on the platform. The biggest draw to Boosteroid for me was the games. Boosteroid boasts more AAA games than Stadia or GeForce Now, and the games in particular I was interested were Stray, GTA 5, and Plague Tale Requiem, because it was offline for weeks on GeForce for me. The performance varied based on the games I found. I was afraid the lag would be really bad from a company based in Europe, but Boosteroid has recently expanded servers in the US, making a lot of games able to play relatively smoothly, at least for me in the East Coast. Boosteroid seemed to struggle with ultra graphics compared to GeForce Now priority tier, but it allowed more graphics options than Stadia. However, the performance on games like Cyberpunk really struggled on Boosteroid even on lower quality, whereas GeForce Now can run ultra ray tracing and Stadia ran super smooth for myself. It might vary for you and might actually work on your system, but while I was playing other games smoothly on Boosteroid, Cyberpunk couldn't match up. But if you're not playing Cyberpunk, Boosteroid played well for my single-player games where I did not really notice any performance issues. The interface and startup of games works, eventually, but it is a bit clunkier than Stadia, like starting up games in Steam, having to log in every time, reset settings, and other little quirks. The features are lacking much more than Stadia and GeForce Now. You're not going to find any in-platform recording or screenshot gallery features. The community is not as established with no hosted forums. There's mobile play, but I wouldn't recommend playing on mobile as it's quite laggy. Some might find this a positive as it's a very bare-bones platform concentrating on just the gameplay. But Boosteroid is constantly improving as you'll see more new features popping up with a beta tag, like beta streaming. I talked about the negatives a lot, but really, Boosteroid is great. I'm having a ton of fun playing games to completion that look and run beautifully for not that much. I see myself renewing my subscription so I can continue to play these great games. Here might be a helpful chart on what I think the strengths are across the three cloud platforms I just talked about. Stadia is a great bargain where you could play games with good stability for free even. Boosteroid is great for AAA game selection, and GeForce Now is great for graphics. Now, to answer the question in the title, can Boosteroid replace Stadia and GeForce Now in 2023? If they keep up their improvements, yeah.